Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Damionblackgear.
And Cole.
God, he is losing enthusiasm. I am destroying him. Um,
I'm sorry.
we-
Being sick and tired on 2 hours of sleep doesn't help, okay?
hey. My birthday happens for another hour and 31 minutes, okay?
Happy birthday. You're the best.
Shut up, you.
Roadhead. Hope you get
We are
Roadhead.
on to the last part. We're going to do the colorless artifacts and lands all in this set because this set has multicolored artifact and lands. Because this section has an entire colorless thing for creatures and Eldrazi, so we should be able to wrap this up here, I hope, soon. These are long. So, first up, Angelic Captain, a 5-mana 4/3 with flying, and whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+1 for each other attacking ally. Not really that interesting.
That'd be decent in a standard ally deck for sure. If
Yeah.
you're running multiple colors.
It gives Gideon being an ally an actual purpose.
There we go.
All right. What do you think? Any good?
Uh I don't know how good
Stretching
the-
hard. Let's move forward. Bring Delight. A 5-mana blue-green. Search your library for a creature, instant, or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than up to 5, because you blue-green, minimum 2, up to 5. Number is, I gotta exile that card, then shuffle your library. You can play without paying its mana cost. So essentially, it tutors a card and casts it.
I think that's pretty good.
I think that's fine. I think that's usable.
Yeah, I'd say so for sure. Like, if there's a very important card that you need to cast and you do not have it, like if you've got one or two of it in your deck, or creature or anything, I really like this card.
I actually think that this should have a small additional thing onto its text and just swap it for the other bad mythic that I nailed out last time, and just say that that could be played when this is played. So instance to instance, sorceries to sorceries. That way you could use it for things like instance. It could be an impromptu counterspell. It could be a random fog effect.
Oh, so you think this should be an instant?
Yeah, but limit you to being able to find a card that could go for when it could be cast or when it was cast. So if you play this during their turn, you could only find instants.
Okay.
Unless you have something that would allow you to play an instant at that time.
That would actually make the card very good. Very good.
Yeah. I don't even think that it'd be broken at that.
No, but it would certainly buff it.
Yeah.
Brood Butcher, a 3-mana black-green, devoid. When this card enters the battlefield, put a Scion token onto the battlefield, as well as for 1 green and 1 black. Sacrifice a creature. Target creature gets -2/2 until end of turn.
I think this card's trying too hard.
I could see that this card would be good in draft as a way to blow up a 2/2 creature. You know, if you're facing up against like an aggressive deck.
Well, as long as they're not Eldrazi creatures, you're probably winning that fight with this card.
Yep, but I cannot see this in constructed at all.
I think it depends on where. I don't think that there's anything that you can do with that ability in constructed. Like, kill the Hangerback Walker. Yay. Kill a couple of the red creatures. Yay. If you made it to turn 5, you're probably still alive, or killing those 2 creatures isn't going to win you the game anyway.
Yep.
Brutal Expulsion. 4 mana. Choose one or both. Return target creature to its owner hand, or it does 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanently put into the graveyard, exile it.
Limited.
Yep.
That's it.
I don't see much of anything else. It should just say creature or player, and then we don't have to worry about this or planeswalker bullshit. Catacomb Sifter. Another colorless card. When it enters the battlefield, put an Eldrazi Scion into the field. Whenever another creature you control dies, scry 1. This actually becomes useful with the Eldrazi Scions because
That's good.
Yeah. Good? Yeah.
Yes.
It's
For
good.
sure. I like this card.
It's not bad. This next one's just in limited. Drana's Emissary, black white 1, flying whenever you put it. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life.
Yeah, it's good and limited.
I don't think that the 1 is necessarily good enough for constructed. It does make it so that it is 3 damage, so that is a thing. If you're hitting with this, that's 3 damage per turn. But
I can see this in a black white ally deck for sure.
oh, it is an ally.
Yeah, so I could see this. It's not. It's I'd say it's decent.
It's not the worst. I still don't think it's great, but yeah. The new Juggernaut. At the beginning of each end step, if you control no other color's creatures, return this to your hand. It is a 5/3 for 4.
With haste.
Yes. As long as you have another color's creature, this is fine. Black-red. Okay, the other one is black-red. I was looking at the Forerunner of Slaughter. Make sure that he was actually everything. Alright. What do you think of that card?
The 5/3.
Yeah.
I like it. I think for 4 mana, I think that's pretty good. I don't know if it's amazing, but I'd say thumbs up.
It is Cole's seal of approval.
Thumbs up, standard approved. Best
There we
best card, 60. You're gonna make a 30 land and 30 Duststalkers. Okay, that's your deck.
Judge. Fathom Feeder. Blue-black. God, it has that terrible ingestibility.
Bad.
For 5 mana, you draw a card and they mill 1, essentially. Bad. Yeah, this is... Why? Is it because it's got Death Touch they made it a 1/1? Why couldn't this be like a 2/2? Why does the ability have to cost 5? Why doesn't Ingest have a number after it? Forerunner of Slaughter. Gives creatures haste. 2 mana, 3/2. I like this card.
Yep. Yeah, I like this card too.
I didn't at first, but the fact that I didn't see the ability on it until just now, perfectly fine.
You play turn 3. You can give haste to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's now a 3. It's now a 3 attack, 3 power haste, or you can give it to a massive colorless creature.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Deathstalker. Wait, redundant.
This is a good card.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like this card.
This is gonna get played for sure. I don't know in what, but it will get played.
Some black-red deck.
Yeah. Oh, good call, Warden.
How about that Madden fact for you?
Do you know in football they wear equipment?
He hit the guy because he had the ball. Well, yeah.
Like, I know you enjoy wrestling men in the mud, but you're actually trying to get the ball over there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Grove Rumbler. Landfall gets +2/+2. It's a 3/3 with trample for 4. That's not bad.
Limited.
I could actually see this in constructed.
In a landfall deck, I could see this.
I could actually see this in the green-red ramp dragon deck.
Yeah.
You drop this on turn 4, you Kodama's Reach the next turn, or whatever the new standard version where you drop 1 into play and put 1 into your hand, and then you play the 1 from your hand, and suddenly you're swinging for 7 trample on turn 5.
There we go. Grove Tender Druids, a 3/3 for 4, white and green elf ally with a rally ability. When this card or another ally enters the battlefield, you may pay 1. If you do, put a 1/1 plant token onto the battlefield.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Limited, I think it... No, it's not even limited because you need ally creatures, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have to spend the mana, and the best you're getting is another 1/1. Nope. My yep was for, yep, let's go to the Herald of Kozilek. 3 mana, 2/4. Colorless spells you can cast cost 1 less.
This is a good card. It's a 2/4. It's a big blocker. It's 3 mana, so it's not too expensive. And assuming you're running a lot of the new colorless cards, they are now 1 cheaper.
That's true. And all the future versions of this 2/4 will cost you 2 mana instead of 3.
Yep.
That's fine. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So far, multicolored seems to be the best color.
Yeah. You're a master of the depths.
Oh, here's a big one.
I'm letting you read.
She is a 4-mana white green or white blue with a +1 untap up to one target creature and up to one target land. That is a cool effect because you play this on turn 4, you untap, then maybe or you could actually play this on turn 3. So you've got a mana ram creature, you tap the creature, you play this, you untap that, you untap a land, you now have 2 more mana to deal with. Her -2, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and or land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. I think that's good for -2. I think that's pretty cool. What do you think of that effect, Ian?
I like it. That's exactly what I said that the other thing, the green spell, needed to be was and or. And you wanted them put in the graveyard instead of in the bottom of the library.
-8, you get an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature, then put 3/8/8 blue octopus creature tokens into the battlefield. Yeah, okay.
Does this say non-token? Am I missing something here? Whenever a creature enters... What is the point? Just say wipe your opponent's board whenever you play a creature.
Well, no, but it's one creature. You can have one creature fight another target creature.
Yeah, and then you put in 3 octopus.
So does the 3 octopus, would they spawn once, or would it just be every time that happens?
They trigger her 3 more... They trigger that emblem 3 more times with the way this is written right now.
Okay, this card's amazing.
Like, honestly, that's the dumbest thing. Just say... Wrath of God, your opponent's board. Destroy everything on their side.
You win.
Yeah.
You win the game. -8, you win.
And then put in 3 8/8 octopuses. Like,
hold on. Let me check the ruling on this, because is this
set even... The set releases in a week. Or this weekend.
No, the pre-release is this weekend.
Yeah. Don't they go live after the pre-release?
It goes live like next month.
Really? I thought that they changed that.
I have no idea.
Oh, well. You're the one that plays standard here.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know anything.
Am I missing something here? You get an emblem with whenever this creature enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature. Then put 3... Well, those creatures come...
No, the octopus only come once, I believe. I think you can only do that once, but whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you can have it fight another target creature.
So then the octopus come into play, and then you would have to have... Oh, you only get the octopus once. It's not part of the... Okay.
But you do get 24/24 stats. Like, if you can ever get
you immediately get the ability to kill 3 creatures. See, I thought... This is why I need to have people with me when I read these. Because the first thing I was thinking was like, well, it's just going to trigger again when the fucking octopus come into play. So why don't you just get 1 billion octopus?
Oh, yeah, that'd be stupid. It would just duplicate octopus until they ran out of stuff on the board.
It'd also be an infinite loop because it doesn't say.
This card would never get to -8. No one would ever let it. I really like Kiora.
I think she's fine.
I just want to see a shit ton of octopus on the board.
Yeah, we're going to see octopus on the board. It will happen this standard. The card is perfectly fine for standard.
Octopussy?
Octopussy.
What do you
Can we please name that deck Octopussy?
Octopussy? Sure.
In honor of James Bond.
What's a James Bond?
Yeah.
Is that like an investment?
Alright, moving forward. March of the Tomb. Black-white 3. Return target allied creature converted... Oh, I'm sorry. Return any number of target allied creatures cards with converted mana cost 8 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
So this is effectively a different Rally the Ancestors card.
Except for only allies.
Oh, it's only allies, yeah.
And it's only total mana cost 8. So it is essentially you're paying 5 for 8 manas worth of creatures.
So okay, so if you had, a 1/1 for 1 ally, a 2/2 for 2, it's total converted mana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this.
Okay, so here's my ruling on anything that lets you save mana. It's probably good.
This card's probably pretty good, but Rally from Ancestors is just blatantly better.
I completely agree.
It's instant.
I'm not arguing with you. This at least lets them stay on the field, but I still am not arguing with you. Rally is better.
This card is. I think this card could be good. It could be good, but Rally's better.
Rally is a better version of this card. That doesn't make this card bad. It's just that Rally is really good.
I hate that card. Fuck that card. Fuck that deck.
All right. Next up, we have Dartboard Ambush Leader.
Okay, that's the name. Okay, we got it.
Red, white, 2 for a 3/4 haste. Whenever it comes in, it or another ally enters the battlefield, you look at the top 4 cards, you reveal any number of ally cards from it, put those cards on the top of your library, any order, and the rest on the bottom. That's
good.
It's such a letdown.
You don't think so?
It lets you stack your deck for allies. You're still limited to 1 per turn, and there's no ally that lets you draw cards.
Actually, no, that is a letdown because every time you play a new ally, you just keep stacking.
The same, you'll get 4 allies, and then you'll see 1 new card and be like, crap, I just got rid of that spell I needed.
It's true, yeah. I mean, if it was, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and I'm trying to think on how
Take a ally from the top 4 cards of your deck and put it in your hand. Just basically every ally replaced itself. That would be worth it. That would be really good, but that would be worth it.
Yeah, that'd be very good.
Hell, even if it said pick 2 allies, you can put them in any position on the top 4 cards of your deck and put all the others underneath.
Yeah.
That way you could be like, I'm just not going to reveal the allies and get rid of all these cards.
We'll see how good that. I don't know. Like if you play enough allies, that card kind of it screws you.
It basically lets you decide between the top 4 cards of your deck which ally you want. If this stays in play and you start playing allies, you're essentially stacking the top 4 cards of your deck to only be allies, which is fine in the sense of you always want gas, but it's terrible in the sense of sometimes you need other shit.
I need to counterspell or blah 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 blah. Yeah.
I guess you can reveal any number of allies, so you can actually stack your deck to that point that I was talking about. But if you need that spell and you see that spell, you're fucked.
Yep. Noyan Dar Royal Shaper. 1 white, 1 blue, 3 colorless. Whenever you cast, it's a 4/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may put 3 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. If you do, that land becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. That card's awesome.
Wow.
That card is amazing.
Yeah. For limited. For standard, I'm going to use your argument of dies to all removal, but
no, but it's got 4 health though. It doesn't. It's straight up, and it's multicolored. It doesn't.
Dies to removal.
Okay, but if you cast 1 instant or sorcery spell, this card's amazing.
I know it is. It's actually pretty damn good. Additionally, lands are harder to kill than any other type of creature.
Why? Why?
Because a lot of like the match removal says non-land. Even your Tragic Arrogance says non-land.
It's true. Oh yeah, that is shit.
No, this guy goes with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like this card.
This card is great. This card would go in your Tragic Arrogance deck if it's blue-white.
It's not.
Sorry for you.
Black-blue. Black-white.
You should just do this in Bant colors. Bant is black, blue, green.
I'll just play modern.
Or I'm sorry, white, blue, green.
I'll make a Merfolk deck and spend $800.
God.
See, that's my argument for. Well, we're at this. My argument for standard, at least when you're starting. I don't think it makes any sense to start in any other format besides that and maybe limited.
Limited's an expensive way to start if you don't have any idea of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can actually burn more money in limited than you can in any other format.
I've actually made money off limited, so.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I've made money off of Legacy. Yay!
Yay! Next card. Go ahead.
Omnath, Locus of Rage.
Sorry, did you hear that? That was a dart flying into a dartboard with names on it.
It, kind of. This is a reprint of their use of the dartboard. His name is... Omnath actually existed in the previous version of Zendikar. What he did was he didn't let your mana pool drain. For green mana, I think it was. And then his power and toughness were equal to the amount of green mana that was available. So now he's just red, too. He puts a 5/5 into play whenever you play a land, and or another dies. He lightning bolts something whenever an elemental dies. So by the way, all those awaken cards make your lands elementals.
And the awakened guards are for the most part bad. At least the
Yeah.
awakened effects.
Well, not this one, the merfolk creature here, which by the way is blue. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that
This Omnath guy, he's not gonna get played in standard,
he
unless you're.
might.
I don't think so.
There
Maybe
is a green-red ramp deck.
there's a green red ramp deck, but there's not a green red ramp elemental deck.
It doesn't need to be an elemental deck. It just needs to want to keep putting lands into play.
Well, I don't know how good he'll be in any format. I know in Commander he will be a lot of fun for an elemental deck.
Yes, I agree.
Resolute Blademaster, red white, 3 colorless, rally. Whenever this guy enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn, and he's a 2/2.
He is one of the better.
Yeah, that would make an ally deck real scary.
Yeah, real quick too.
Because the way double strike works on a face is you deal your first strike damage and then you just deal your standard damage, correct?
First strike damage goes. Any creature that hasn't dealt damage then does their damage. And anything that would trigger in the middle, you can respond to.
I like that card.
Card is good.
Royal Spout. White and blue, and 1 colorless. Put a target creature on top of its owner's library with a 6-cost awaken for 4.
Just reprint Temporal Spring, and we won't have to care about any of this. Temporal Spring was blue-green, 1. Instant speed. Put a permanent on top of its owner's deck.
If this was an instant speed, I would like this card.
I wouldn't like this card anyway because I would still think about Temporal Spring and say, huh, that wasn't limited to just being a creature.
Yeah, good point.
At least it's one of the more reasonably costed Awakening cards.
Yeah,
That's actually about what I would expect a creature that would do that to do.
It's 3 more. It's just double its normal cost. It's 3 more than it normally is. That's not bad.
Sire of Stagnation. Black, blue, 4. Colorless. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player exiles the top 2 cards of his library, and then you draw 2 cards. I like this card.
This card's amazing. It's a 5/7 for 6, which is pretty good, and they literally can't play land unless they want you drawing and them milling.
That's really good. Like, I'm sorry, even for standard, I love this card. For other formats, we can talk. Like Legacy, I don't see this really. This could actually be a reanimation target in Legacy. It doesn't win the game right there, but it's hard to kill. Well, kind of. Swords to Plowshares exists, and that trumps this. But it makes playing lands really bad because it's already blue. All the Reanimator decks have blue in them, and nobody wants to give the blue deck more cards. So suddenly you're stunted on lands. It's not legendary, so it can't be Caracas. If you can get this into play beforehand, this card could do some stuff.
If you can get this played on curve, this card's hilarious.
It's not better than Gristlebrand, but it's still hilarious. And for standard, this card's just fucking good.
I like this card. On to Skyrider Elf, which is X mana as well as 1 green and 1 blue, flying with Converge. Enters the battlefield with
+1/+1 counters equal to. So
for each color mana you spent to cast it.
At best, this is a 5/5. You will never spend more than 5 mana on this, unless you are a glutton for punishment.
That's actually decent value of 5/5 for 5 with flying, but I mean you have to run 5 colors to do it, so I don't know.
Yeah. You'll probably play this as a 2/2 flyer most of the time. It is an ally.
It'd be 2/2 or 3/3.
It is an ally. And it is green, which doesn't get very many flyers, but it's also blue, which gets tons of flyers.
Ulamog's Nullifier, 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, devoid, flash, flying. It's a 2/3 for 4. When Ulamog Nullifiers enters the battlefield, you may put 2 cards your opponent owns from exile into their owner's graveyard. If you do, counter target spell. Ah!
Oh my god, it's Mystic Snake Reborn.
What do you think?
I think that Mystic Snake did the same thing as blue-green too, except for it was a 2/2.
4 mana counter target spell. Flash. You get a creature for 2/3 creature with flying, as well as you counter a spell.
It's perfectly fine. You just need to exile some of their cards, and then it's a great creature. Outside of that, I mean,
Bring back their exiled cards.
yeah. So you need to exile some of their cards.
Which could easily happen considering all the different cards they do that now in this
Play
set.
the dragon, the sire of stagnation.
Go ahead.
Veteran War Leader. Power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. Tap another ally you control. Gains first strike, vigilance, first strike, vigilance, or trample until end of turn. Meh.
Yeah. You'd have to have a really big board for this to be useful.
Yeah, there are other options. On to the artifacts. Only 6 of them.
So far, Sire of Stagnation and Noyan Dar Royal Shaper, fucking awesome.
Sire, what is that bullshit? That dragon is good.
You mean Eldrazi?
Dragon, that thing is a dragon. Anything that's 6 mana is a dragon to me.
Kiora Master of the Depths is cool. Yeah, I like multicolor's cool. Multicolor's a hell of a lot better than
the other colors.
Yeah, Forerunner of Slaughter is great. That's the 2 mana 3/2 with, or I guess
the thing that gives haste randomly to anything that comes into play. Yeah,
or colorless. Yeah. Can we just play colorless or multicolored, please?
Almost.
On to the artifacts.
All right, Aligned Hedron Network. Whenever this enters the battlefield, exile all permanents with power 5 or greater until it leaves play.
Good sideboard against big creatures if they become a thing.
All them Eldrazi.
If Eldrazi become really popular, this will be a good card. If not, I don't think this will be a very good card.
All right, so the next one we have the Archive for Hedron. It is a 4 mana rock that draws 2 cards.
I could see this getting played in Limited, but I don't know where this would be played in Constructed.
This would get played in an Eldrazi deck for Constructed. It's a 2 mana ramp, as well as the ability to draw 2 cards in the later game after you don't need its mana anymore.
I suppose.
These things aren't like this archetype 4 mana for 2. It's not unheard of for that to pop out into random decks, just because it's of the extra draw spells afterwards when they're not needed anymore. They're still relevant at that point then. So
okay.
Now Blade.
Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature becomes blocked by 1 or more colorless creatures, it gains Death Touch until end of turn, and it is a 2 cost to equip. No?
I don't like it. I like that it's 1 down, but it should be 1 to equip, if any.
Like there's enchantments you could play that cost 2 mana, like Touch of the Moonglaive, I think, that gives Moonglove. Yeah, it's 1 black, and target creature gets +1 attack and gains Death Touch, and whenever a creature dealt damage by that creature dies this turn, a controller loses 2 life. That card is better in every way, except the fact that it isn't colorless. So.
And it doesn't keep going afterwards.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't like Hadron Blade.
You know what else isn't better? It doesn't say draw a card.
Yep. Wow, you sure?
Pathway Arrows. Equipped creature has tap it to this creature deals 1 damage to target creature. If it was colorless damage dealt this way, tap it. Again, I don't like it.
Yeah, not really. You gotta tap a creature to tap another creature, and you gotta spend 3 mana. And 5 mana, actually, if you want to equip it.
Equip and shoot costs 4.
Plus playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan.
Pilgrim's Eye is a reprint. Goes against basic land from your deck for 3. Puts it into your hand for a 1/1 flyer. The card was fine and limited. It filtered your deck, got you extra mana. It was... I don't think it was played in Standard. I can't think of any time.
Slab Hammer. It is a two-cost weapon, or two-cost equipped. Two cost to play, two cost to equipped. Whenever equipped, a creature attacks, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. If you do, the creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn.
Did you miss your land drop this turn? Yes. Well, return a land to give your creature +2/+2. Hopefully, one of the lands you used to equip this.
Indeed.
Moving forward. All right.
Man, full art lands. Woo!
Yep, that is the tricky thing here. All the full art lands are being reprinted. I think that's a great thing. I think that it will lower the cost of the current full art lands. I hope. This is my favorite planes of them. Yeah. Of these pictures, that's my favorite planes. You can't see it because I'm not sharing my screen with you today. Ha. All the full art lands have always been coveted. So if you play and you're drafting, keep your full art lands, give it about 6 months. They'll be a guaranteed dollar a pop. Move
So
on
if I
with
go
life.
and collect a bunch of full art lands, you're saying I could sell them for money?
Yes, you could.
Oh, baby.
You know,
Okay.
every time somebody says, oh, baby, I start singing Baby Got Back in my head. Ally Encampment. Oh, it produces a generic mana, adds a color mana if you want to use it for an ally, or you can sacrifice it to return target ally you control to its owner's hand.
It's good in an ally deck.
I don't even like it in an ally deck.
I think so.
I think it's fine if you are only allies, but if you're ever using that last ability, something has gone horribly wrong. Or you have an ally that gives haste.
Or you got a really cool ally.
Yeah.
Blighted Cataract. Add a mana to your pool, 1 gray, and for 6 mana, 1 blue. Sacrifice Blighted Cataract, draw 2 cards. No. Go away.
Actually, I kind of like that. There's a 2 of in standard even.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you're playing this as a 2 of, you're going to have the colored mana that you need. And in the later game, when you're actually not in need of having this land, it'll be 2 cards.
Fair enough.
So I'm not against that. I actually think that this is one of the better lands of the set.
Blighted Fen.
1 mana, or 4 and a black. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. I'm not against this, but I don't think that it really adds anything.
Yeah. Blighted Gorge, 5 mana, red. Sacrifice Blighted Gorge. Blighted Gorge deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Ugh. No.
So, the reason why I'm not a big fan of this one compared to the other 2 that we've named, the other 2 Blighteds, the Fen in this case, is because the Fen costs 5, whereas the Gorge is 2 damage and can do it to a player, so it can be a finisher. Whereas the Fen can't, and by the time you're at 5 mana, the chances of them having a singular creature that you're worried about isn't that good. So I think the Fen should cost less. The Gorge, I think, is perfectly fine. The Cataract is perfect. What do we have for the next one?
Blighted Step. For 4 mana, 1 white, sacrifice Blighted Step. You gain 2 life for each creature you control.
Okay. It's just kind of meh. Still think that that's all right.
The best
not
one is
very good.
the best one, in my opinion, is the Woodland.
Let's see. This one ramps you 1, provided you have 2 basics in your deck.
For a landfall deck, that's a really good card.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine for a landfall deck. I actually like this card as well. I think that the Cataract is the best one, followed immediately by the Woodland and the Gorge, tied, and then the Fen and the Step. It's kind of like a coin flip. Which one feels better on this day?
I'm okay. On to Tango Lands. I am a big fan of these cards.
Tango lands?
Yeah, because it takes 2 to tango.
Nice. Yeah, I like the reprint. I like the idea of them coming back with more basic typed lands. It gives more opinions. It gives something else to players who aren't as vested in time, as I guess is a good way to put it. For people who haven't been playing for as long as some of the others, if you don't have your savannas and your taigas or your temple gardens, there we go, and Stomping Grounds, you now can get Canopy Vista and Cinderglade. So,
And they don't. It's really easy to get 2 basic lands, and they don't deal damage to you or enter the battlefield tapped, which is awesome.
mm-hmm. Well, they will as long as they are not with 2 basic lands. Which, to be fair, the fun part about Standard and the other formats is that you start to stop running basic lands as you start putting these things in.
You still run basic lands.
You do. Even in Legacy, if you're smart, you still run basic lands unless your deck doesn't need them at all and can survive a Blood Moon.
Evolving Wilds reprint?
Reprint. Fertile Thicket. By the way, if anything that's reprinted, you should just grab 4 of, because if it's been reprinted once, there's a high likelihood that it'll just be reprinted again. Fertile Thicket. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal 1 basic land card from them and put the card on the top of your library and the rest on the bottom in any order. So it guarantees your next land drop.
Yeah, but you could just use a...
I don't like it.
No.
Like, even if you're playing this to fix your land drop so that you can get a land, 1, this is a basic land, so it's not even a good land. Like, you can't go get one of the new dual lands. You can't go get a fetch land. You can't get a land with an ability. You're getting Forest, Plains, Mountain, Swamp, and the 7th Dwarf.
If you need a land next turn for a play, this is a decent card. But if you don't, and you top deck this, and you need a mana, and you need more creature cards, you're just fucking yourself instead of just having a basic land.
Yeah. I don't like the card at all. I think that it's actually pretty bad.
And full art, pretty for us. Pretty islands.
Loaming Spires. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains first strike. I think this is a much better plan.
That is a good card.
It is not the old one, I forget what it's called, that gave +2/+0, but +1/+1 and first strike. First strike is actually a useful ability.
Yep.
New Manland. Blue-green Manland comes into play tapped. Becomes a 3/3 green and blue hexproofed land.
It's a good card.
This card will effectively, if you have 4 mana up, including it, well, 3 mana, as long as you have the access to 4 mana and 2 of it being blue and green, this will dodge a wasteland.
Yeah, it's a mana. It's a white blue. Green blue mana that you can play, and you can turn it into a creature as long as you got the mana to play it. It's a good backup, or you can just get more board presence. I like the card.
Yeah, Mortuary Mire. I find this card. By the way, this is a come into battlefield tapped. It's a SIP land. And it comes into play. You can put a creature card. It basically puts a creature on top of your deck from your graveyard.
That's good.
I find this to be better than a swamp in Standard right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't. If I was running a black deck, I probably wouldn't run a full playset of these.
Yeah, there's no point not to unless you're like super tempo based, but there's no need for super tempo based in Standard right now.
Like I'm putting 4 of these in my Tragic Arrogance deck probably for sure, because all my stuff does great synergy when it dies, and it just means it can die more.
Yeah. Anything that has a sacrifice effect also grows for this. So like in Modern, you have Fulminator Mage. If you cast Fulminator Mage, take out one of their lands, play this land, put Fulminator Mage back on top of their on your library. Next turn, just destroy another land. I know that I've seen people win decks or win tournaments in Draft and even in Standard with decks that did nothing but blow up lands.
Yep. Prairie Stream. It is a white-blue Tangle land.
All of those will be amazing. Get your sets while you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get a full playset of every single one of those.
Yeah, good call. Sanctum of Ulamog. Ugin. You're right. It's the dragon.
That's a lot more letters and syllables, Ian, that are actually there.
It starts with a U and has a G.
It has a G.
All right. Whenever you cast a colorless spell with converted mana cost 7 or greater, you may sacrifice it. If you do, search your library for a colorless creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. But boom.
No.
I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry.
I don't. Do you like this card?
No. I
Yeah.
thought this card was a joke. Sandstone Bridge comes into play tapped. Gives a creature +1/+1 in vigilance when it comes in, and it makes a white.
I like it. It's better than a plains.
I actually don't think this one is better than a plains.
You don't think so?
Playing this in a deck that wants this ability, chances are you're playing it in an aggro deck.
It's true. Yeah.
In
If
which
this was
case-
a red, if this was a red card,
Yes.
yeah, it'd be better. I don't know if it still wouldn't be amazing, but it'd be better.
Red aggro decks function differently than white aggro decks. Red aggro decks usually tend to put 1 to 4 creatures max over the course of the entire game onto the field and finish up with direct damage to the face. White aggro decks put in 7 to 12 creatures, no direct damage to the face. It's all creatures turning sideways.
Woo!
So in this case, this actually stunts your growth, whereas with the red deck, it buys you a little bit more time and gives you some reach out of extending that out.
Shambling Vent. We have a black-white manland that becomes a 2/3 black elemental, black and white elemental with lifelink until end of turn.
I would like this more if it just cost black-white. I think that at black-white 1, it's a little overcosted.
If black-white though, and that's really, I mean, I guess it doesn't stay, so it's not that.
That's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, it's true because that way no one can kill it.
No, it's a lot harder to kill. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's there. It's, yeah, I don't know how to.
Yeah. Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Just tap for 1 gray mana, or add 2 to your mana pool. Spend this mana only if to cast colorless spells. Activate this ability only if you control 7 or more lands. In a Eldrazi deck, this is a good card. If not, I don't think it's a very good card.
Trying to read the flavor text there. The gods known to the merfolk as Ula, Myria, and Kosi were nothing more than false memories to the monstrous trinity. Of a monstrous trinity, the Eldrazi titans Ulamog, Emrakul, and Kozilek. So are we expecting all 3 of them to come back?
That'd be cool.
Ula, Myria, and Kosi. Kosi's trickster. I think it's fine for an Eldrazi deck. I just don't. I've never been big on themed lands like this. Like the fact that you need 7 or more is kind of ridiculous.
I mean, technically, 7 or more, including this card.
Yeah. So you need 6 other lands. But think about it this way. Unless you're playing that green spell that lets you put another one into play and then pump something, this card isn't going to really do much.
Yes.
Alright, the blue come into play tapped land. Taps a creature and doesn't untap it until its controller's second untap step. So they skip one. So essentially you put a creature out of play. Oh wait, this target creature in control doesn't untap. Okay, so it doesn't tap it. It just stops it from untapping. You put a creature out of play for a turn.
But assuming they attacked with a creature, you're taking it out for a whole turn.
Yeah.
I like this card.
I think that's perfectly fine. I think it replaces a lot of islands.
Yep.
But again, like all these cards, you think about it, each one of these that replaces an island, that's one less basic for your other lands to come in tapped, or for you to be able to find, or any of those other fun little things.
Yep.
All right.
I still think it's a good card. Against an aggro deck, that's a good card.
Yeah. So
Smoldering Marsh.
another one of the allied lands. Good to go.
Black-red.
Yeah. Spawning Bed. For 6, well, this one puts in a generic mana. For 6, Spawning Bed, put 3 Eldrazi tokens into play, and you sacrifice it. Pay 6 now to get an additional 3. So
No.
essentially, you're basically saying like, okay, well, I've got 6 and this. I need to get to 9 mana because you were at 7. You're gonna gain 2 from that because the third one replaces this land.
I don't like the card.
Yep.
No, wait.
Sunken Hollow is the black-blue Tango land.
And that is the set.
Yeah. We have some more lands.
We've got Art Lands.
Yeah,
Yes.
ours. No one else's. You know, they got rid of my favorite island. They kept the Cup Island.
I like the cup.
No real good forest picture either. Oh well. So overall, what do you think about it? All of everything.
Everything, the colors themselves seem pretty like black and blue got some cool stuff. Black's my favorite so far. I'd say every other color was really underwhelming, to be honest. The co-
Yeah.
the, the Eldrazi seem hilarious. I don't know how good they'll be. So far I'm leaning to not that great because they cost so much. Awaken's bad.
So
I
far.
so far. Um, Multicolored's really cool. Artifacts, meh. And I really love the new lands they've introduced in this set. The lands are great.
You know, that's the thing. Like, Zendikar is supposed to be a land-based thing, but I don't like what has happened so much. Like, it almost seems like everything is so forced that it's going to be hard to break out of it. Like, all the themes, if you want to build an aggro deck, it's going to have to be an ally deck. So you're going to need ally encampment. If you want to build an Eldrazi deck, you're going to need the ramp spell. You're going to need to be able to take advantage of the random little dudes. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. Like, it's almost like the decks came pre-built. And I don't like the idea of having a pre-con for my set.
We shall see.
Yeah. But we'll find out, yeah. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to play this standard season. We'll see. Depends on if the kid picks up Magic or not.
Have you talked to him about playing Magic?
Yeah, he's watched a couple times. I've shown him how to play. I haven't really, like, had him play with anything, so. Trying to get him more into other things. We'll see. Nothing against Magic, just want him out of the house playing games on a football field or a basketball court or a soccer field. I want him running at his age more than I want him sitting. So, but I forgot about Ant-Man, good old carrier thrall.
You could just tie him, a stake around his neck, and just
Put him in the junkyard, let the Rottweiler chase after him.
exactly.
I thought about that.
And
I
then,
don't
like,
think
hey,
he's fast enough yet.
you'd have to be really fucking fast.
And at the way that the other one's growing, if I do that, he might actually eat the dog.
Why are there knob marks on the furniture, honey?
Yeah. All right. So, if you guys like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, don't like the video. Tell us what you guys think about the set in the comments. Love to see it. This has been Damionblackgear.
And Cole.
Ah, look at that last little bit of energy from him.
Ugh.
Reviewing Battle of Zendikar. Have a good day, everyone.
I'm not going to return for a new video because as soon as this video ends, all the energy left in my body will escape and I will die.
Maybe.